Welcome to Coffee with Jenni and Dre. This is season 2, episode 3. We're back from our little getaway on our little 11th anniversary getaway. We went to New Orleans. We had a hell of a time, man. We while we were down there was the French Quarter Fest. Mm-hmm. So we went to the French Quarter Fest, listened to a bunch of jazz music, ate a bunch of good food. What else? We went to beignets, all that good stuff. We ate at a bunch of places. Games. We're not going to name all the places we ate at. We did also go to see the Pelicans play my Lakers, and my Lakers whooped their ass. But that was, we already knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, but it was fun. It was fun to watch.
It was a good game. We sat next to some good people, man. They were having a hell of a time. Hey, listen, man. Before we get going, I want to say this. These damn beignets in New Orleans that y'all swear are the best shit in the world, them shits is just funnel cakes. Like, let's get this. It's funnel cakes. It's really just a bunch of fucking dough with some powdered sugar.
It's fried dough with powdered sugar. You can't really mess it up, but don't. Because you ate the one from Café de Monde, and then you were like, it's okay. And then for 2 days, you were like, can we go back and get some beignets?
Well, only reason why I like funnel cakes. I love fair food, so I feel like that's a fair food. It's a
I
damn
like funnel
cake.
cakes too, but I like the beignet better than the funnel cake because it's like a big piece of it that you can just bite. Whereas funnel cakes, sometimes they get too crispy or too oily. These weren't oily or crispy; they were perfect.
It's a funnel cake, but we got some coffee from New Orleans. It's supposed to be the best in the whole type of South.
Yeah, and
don't take the top off.
I'm not going to, but this is from Café de Monde, and it's the coffee and chicory. So, in the 1800s, there was a shortage of coffee. Okay, and so they started blending the chicory root with the coffee. And
the chicory root, a plant?
It's a root.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
As my voice is back, guys, but it's not 100%. FYI, unlimited supply of pollen in Texas creates.
For sure.
Creates this. But this is really good. I like it. Try it. See what you think. We had it when we were there. I liked it. And also
it tastes really woodsy.
It does. It has a woodsy, nutty flavor.
Whoa. Pause.
I think it's good. It's not bitter. It's good coffee. And I know that there's health benefits. I didn't look up what they were. It just told me that there's health benefits to the chicory root.
Nothing like having health benefits while eating a beignet.
And drinking coffee.
Yes, fucking amazing.
Health benefits, it all. But I like it. This cafe is amazing. It's a staple. It's been there forever. The line is insane. Their beignets are insane. Their coffee is good.
Yeah.
So highly recommend it. And then you can buy this now, so you can get your own. They also have some without the root in it, where if you just want regular coffee or decaf, you can buy their coffee. But I like it. It's good.
So New Orleans was fun, man. We stayed at Hotel St. Vincent.
Yes.
It's a brand from Austin who has this hotel. It's a boutique hotel in New Orleans. The brand in Austin is the MML Group. They have a hotel in New Orleans, and it's called Hotel St. Vincent, and it's a pretty nice hotel, man. It smells real good in there. They have a nice little bar, a nice little pool.
Shout out to their bartenders.
Yeah, man. And the room was good. The bed was we were big on the beds. So
the beds were very comfortable.
Didn't wake up sore, nothing, man. The beds were great, man. It was a good time, man. It was a good 11-year anniversary trip.
It was.
We had a lot of fun. Met some cool people, man. Some good locals, man. The best thing I had to eat was the meat pie. Pause.
Oh God, it was
the meat pie was was extremely.
Calm down. Everyone loves a meat pie.
Pause. But it was that was the best thing I've had there. Was that?
So
sure.
The first time I had meat pies, I told you, is when I went on a cruise with my mom, and we were in Mexico. We were in Belize.
Whoa.
Yes, it was Belize.
I know, but Mexico and Belize are not the same.
Yes,
I know, but you got to say you was in Belize. People think you say Mexico, you say you was in Belize.
Baby, Belize is a city in Mexico.
I know, but just say you was in Belize.
Well, don't say it's not. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. And we got off to do the what are the big machines that blow air and you go through water? Whatever those are.
Yeah.
We did that and we got off and there was a little lady making meat pies there. And I had one and I was like, I need another one. So I went back and got another one. Anyways, so since then I've been addicted. They're so good.
They are pretty amazing.
And you can't really get them. You can't find them here like that. I mean, so I've looked up how to make them. Definitely going to try that. Attempt it at least.
I'll let y'all know how that turns out. But hey, listen, man, we got a great podcast for y'all today, man. It's going to be about the five. No, come on, calm down. It ain't shit about love. It's about the 5 stages of a relationship. So there's 5 stages of a relationship to get you to that like pinnacle of like, you know what I'm saying? Y'all have made it through, is that your computer?
Yeah. Why is it doing that? Do I got to turn it down?
I don't know. Turn that thing down.
Okay.
God dog.
Okay, mute.
Yeah. So it's 5 stages of a relationship, man. And I think that y'all are going to, really like this. So it's going to be like just telling you about each stage. And while you're listening to each one of these stages, if you're in a relationship, you should figure out where you and your partner are in these 5 stages. And when you figure out where you are in these 5 stages, I want y'all to like comment after we drop this pod. Y'all comment in those areas where y'all think that you and your partner are, because you can be stuck in one of these stages
for years. Absolutely.
So we're going to jump right into it. So the first stage of a relationship is, of course,
honeymoon.
The honeymoon stage. And they say this honeymoon stage lasts for 6 to 12 months. So
maybe a little longer.
You think a honeymoon stage can last longer than if you're in a honeymoon stage for longer than a damn year, y'all don't see each other much?
Possibly.
Okay.
So basically, this is...
What are we going to do with this candy in your mouth? You can't be swishing it around. You're messing up my mic.
Do you want me to cough or do you want me to have a decent little pod here where I can talk?
Go to work. Tell me about your honeymoon, about the honeymoon stages.
So this is where everyone knows what it is. I don't think I even have to explain it, but this is where you're like, I can't get enough of you. You're so amazing. And you don't look at the differences right now in a relationship. All you're like is like, oh, you like that? I like that too. Oh, you like meat pies? I like meat pies too.
It's called basically bonding in the similarities.
That's what I just said.
I know, but you was talking about...
You like meat pies? I like meat pies.
Whoa. Calm down. That is not that's not how our honeymoon stage started though. It wasn't about like we like the same food or nothing like that. I think a honeymoon stage is definitely bonding over the similarities and the things that you both like and the things that, you know what I'm saying, it's all fresh and new. You're introducing yourself to this person. They're introducing themselves to you. Y'all are just going through the stages where everything seems like it's great.
And it feels great.
And in some cases, if y'all having sex, the sex is good. It's new. It's a new adventure for you. Y'all are just doing a lot of fun things. Because in that honeymoon stage, I feel like it's a bunch of fun things that are happening during that time. A bunch of dates.
It's exciting.
It's exciting.
Yeah. So do you remember our honeymoon stage?
Like how it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, it was.
I was just curious.
I pretty much think it's pretty much like that in everyone's like first start. Like you're going on trips. It's just y'all two. Y'all are like I said, having adventurous things. Going through a lot of things that are like y'all like that are the same, and it's just a good moment. It's a good like time.
Right. And yeah. Okay. So
there's also, I feel like also in that honeymoon stage, there's no responsibilities. Like y'all have yet to get to like the stage of responsibilities, like bills. Moving into each other, bills, like things like that. So it's all just
leaving
it's just
stuff
all
in the
fresh.
sink or you're not living together, you don't know what's going on. So that's the honeymoon stage. Everyone kind of knows it, and that's the stage that everybody wants to rush back to, whenever that little feeling goes away. So the next stage would be the power struggle stage.
The power struggle stage. Also, quick note, they say 80 to 90% of people never make it to stage 3. Like, wow. That's never make it to stage 3, like in a relationship.
That's sad.
And you could be together for 30 years and still not make it to stage 3. So stage 2 is, go ahead.
Excuse me. Everyone wants to stay in the honeymoon stage.
For sure.
It feels good, but reality is you're not, if you want a long relationship, and committed long love, like honeymoon is going to go away.
For sure.
But there's light at the end of the tunnel. So let's get through all of these.
If we can make it through all of them without her coughing all in my damn mic. We got the power struggle stage, which is stage number 2. And that one is like,
this is where you realize there's differences.
There's differences, right? Yep. You know, the romantic stage kind of dwindles down a little bit, and then you start the power struggle. And the power struggle is, they said there's 2 type of people that are in this power struggle. And one is the old couple that's been together for 50 years and they bicker and they nag at each other all the time. Not in a cute way, but just bickering and nagging. And they just decided to stay together because they was like, fuck it, this is all we have.
Right.
And they bicker and they complain and they nag all the time. So
they're still in it.
And even though they've been together 20, 30 years, they're still stuck in stage 2. And or it's the other person who is, once they get to stage 2, they break up with the person and they go back to the honeymoon stage. So it's
with a new person.
It's a toxic cycle. They either go they go to honeymoon, then they go to power struggle. They don't like the differences, so they end up breaking up and they go back to finding somebody else different and going through that whole phase again.
Or they get stuck and stay there forever and are miserable.
Yeah, for sure. So
that's fun. So basically, that's where you start to reflect on the differences, and then the romantic side of it goes down, and then you're like, oh, I don't like that he does this, or I don't like that she does that, and then you start just bickering.
And you're going to go through those differences, man, because maybe at this stage it's a little bit past I don't know, it doesn't give you like how fast you can go through each stage, and like there's things that I didn't like that she did. I don't like that she keeps the sink wet and shit. I don't like my sinks being wet. She it really drives me insane that she keeps the sinks wet. Like I like to, if I wash my hands, I like to dry all around the sink and the inside of the sink. I'm OCD, but that's just what I like. She don't do it. Shit's just wet all over the place. Second thing that she did that I didn't like was she used to get out the shower wet.
Not wet. I did not get out the shower wet. I don't like my mat being wet.
I think you should dry off. Me personally, I just my pet peeve. I just don't like. I don't like people that get the damn
bizarre behavior.
I don't like the rug being wet. I think you should dry off in the fucking shower. So
and then you put your foot back down in the wet shower.
I dry my damn foot off and then I slip that one out. Then I dry the one, put the other one down. And
then that's a slip. There's potential grounds for slippage. And
another thing. That's what I didn't like. I didn't like that she wore wedges before. I hate that shit.
I wore wedges around you one time.
She don't wear them no more. So I don't like no wedges. I didn't like that shit. But
these are all like.
I'm just telling you things that I didn't like. I mean, what do you mean? As far as like personality wise that I didn't like, that I was like, I have to figure it out. We'll talk about that later. What's some things that you didn't like that I did?
I mean, we're here sharing things. Go for it.
No, you turn. I just did 3. What you got?
That you being annoyed by little things is annoying. Like, who cares? Like if I just witnessed a wreck on the way here.
Well, time out.
Who cares if the shower was
wet?
We're
talking about this is in a fucking relationship, man. We're not talking about a wreck right now. We're talking about things that people go through that they don't like. Those dumb things add up to people.
Yeah,
like those things matter to people.
Well, that's
like when
I
met you, you had a dog sleeping in the bed.
Yeah,
I don't like that.
Okay.
What? I'm just damn. I had to say what.
There's a lot of people that have dogs sleeping in the bed.
Cool. Do your thing. I don't like it. That's me.
Yeah.
Go ahead. You can't think of anything. I'm perfect.
I just told you.
What? You just said you know about a little thing, but you didn't know those little things annoyed me until.
Yes, I did. I could have sat here and named every little thing that I did that annoys you. I could have done that already. What are you talking about?
So I didn't know what do I do that annoys you?
That.
Wait, that doesn't.
Everything about your OCD-ness annoys me. Like this morning, bring it up. This morning, who has time in the morning go look under the couch and see how much crumbs are under it? You do.
I was moving the couch because the girls spilled their drink on the floor because they had them in the room, and I've told them.
Not that couch. I'm talking about the living room couch. See, he moved 2 couches.
No. It wasn't under the.
It was in the cushions.
It was in the cushions. You know why? Because I was getting Naomi off the couch, and when they opened up, I was like, God damn, how are these crumbs in here? What are you talking about?
Can anyone go to bat for me? The crumbs are there because we live in a house with 4 children, basically.
Why are they there though?
That's why.
Why are they eating on my couch?
That's why. Because there are 4 children, and I have two eyes. I can't watch.
Y'all can tell we're past the power struggle stage. We're definitely past the power struggle stage. But so, like I said, she really can't name too many things like that. Go dive in.
I love you for all your little quirks.
Dive
baby.
in.
I just did.
Man,
which is a lot of OCD-ness.
Okay.
You're just lucky to be married to someone that really is. I'm easygoing as hell.
I don't think that is what it is.
Yeah.
I think
and
what it is.
And I forgive really fast.
That ain't what it is. I think that you are married to a alpha male, and you just allow me to be myself and to lead, and that's how we go.
I do, but I also have to ignore all your little jabs on a regular basis.
I throw jabs?
Everything is my fault. If there's Play-Doh on the table, it's my fault. If there's crumbs in the couch, my fault. I mean, it doesn't. The kids I can have the sink dry. You don't even know it. Sink can be dry. Kids come in from outside, destroy the sink. You come in, sink's wet. Why? My fault.
I feel like that's right. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. That's what I'm saying. That's annoying. That's what annoyed me about you.
Well, I'm just saying, get your kids in order. I mean, we wouldn't have this problem. So that's the stage number 2 is the power struggle stage, man. It's
where all of these things are heightened.
All the things are heightened.
And you don't like it, and you want to go.
You just got differences, and now you're like, fuck, man, I really don't like these things about this person. I mean, we're talking about surface level stuff, but it can also be stuff like, hey, man, I don't like that she's a Christian and I'm a Catholic. It can be, or she's this or that, or she's this. Like, it can be things like that. It can probably go as far as political beliefs.
Yeah, absolutely.
Religious belief, political beliefs, all those type of things. I mean, I don't know how many people in relationships are like, oh, the husband's a Democrat, the woman's a Republican, something like that. I don't know how many of those relationships exist and work that way.
Oh, I know that they exist, and I know that they can work. It just takes someone to say, okay, this is what I've said. This is how you get past the power struggle. Those are the things that you do that annoy me. These are the things that I do that annoy you. But I love you, so I'm able to look past it and move on. If I love you, I love that you're OCD. I have to love that about you if I want to move past it. Is it annoying? Does it get on my nerves? Yes, but that's who makes you you. That's who you are. So in order to basically to move past this, in my opinion, I remember it. I mean, I remember we were in the power struggle phase for a while.
So we've been married 11 years. I would say the honeymoon stage of ours probably lasted maybe what would you say? I
don't know.
I feel like we've
been
typical
times.
So I feel like in my relationship, we've been together for 11 years. I feel like we always have, through them 11 years, we go through multiple stages of a honeymoon.
It kind of goes like this.
It's a honeymoon stages, right? It wasn't like, oh, we had it for 6 to 12 months, and then, you know what I'm saying, then we went to the next level, la 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 la. It was more like we have I have honeymoon stages with my wife monthly. Like, it might be a couple of, a week out of the month or a couple of days out of the week or whatever, where I'm looking at my wife with, those Google eyes and just all around in love type of deal, just what we're going through and just in life. So I think for me, my honeymoon stages can go, are continuously. It's not just dead stop. I have honeymoon stages.
Yes, but I think that's because we're at a different stage. I'm just saying
like that. So let's jump into number 3.
Adaptation and acceptance. This is where you give in.
Well, you and like I said, 80 to 90% of people never make it to this stage right here. and it's adapting and accepting. So it's like, shit, all those things that I listed that I didn't like about her. It's either like I accept it or, you know what I'm saying?
Or I don't.
Not.
And then you start over.
So it's like, new. It's like accepting those things. It's like the importance of loving and accepting that person's differences. Yeah. So.
And if you can't get to that point of loving that I'm going to leave the sink wet, then that's when people give up.
For sure.
So, or you just say, you know what? This is who they are. I'm going to love them through it. And we're keep on trucking.
And those experiences of like her differences and my differences, those bring a different energy in a relationship, and you can grow from those things. Like you got to accept. I mean, nobody's gonna be perfect. You got to accept everyone's differences. I accept all of her differences. She accepts mine, and then you adapt to those things. Like, okay, she's obviously just going to leave the sink wet because she really has been doing this all her life, and she doesn't. You know, she's not going to change that part of her. So if I see the sink wet, instead of me saying, hey, baby, the sink is wet for the 100th time, I'll just dry the motherfucker myself.
Right. There you go.
Yeah.
But also, you don't see how many times I actually dry the sink.
Because
I know that it bothers you.
Okay.
So there's things that I know bother you that I make a point to try to fix. Does that mean I'm going to do it every single time? No, because I have people, little people coming behind me constantly messing things up.
So we blaming the kids.
Yeah, it's all their fault.
So you got to accept those things and then adapt to the different changes and the different things. So I accept the things that that are differences, and she accepts mine. Right. We adapted to the differences that we've had, and we're pushing, man. So you know, the beauty of embracing, you know, the uniqueness in the relationship is like, I think is amazing, because you just grow, and accepting somebody is a sign of growth in each other. So accepting differences, I feel like you freaking grow.
Yeah.
So, and I think that we're and like I said, I also believe in these stages, right? We're me and my wife are definitely past accepting and adapting. Not because of the years in the relationship. I just think that we've reached those levels. We reached that level. No, you're fine. We reached those levels, and we already conquered those 3 levels. Also, I do believe, and I don't know if everybody believes this, but in these stages, the honeymoon stage, the power stage, and the acceptance stage, I feel like in a relationship, you both don't have to be at the stage at the same time. Like she might be at the accepting and adapting stage, and I might still be at the power struggle stage. You know what I mean? I don't know. Do you feel like you can be, or everybody has to? We have to move on these stages together. I think you have to move on
together, because if you're still annoyed with the things that I do, and yet I'm like still accepting you and moving on, I feel like resentment will start to build up, because I'm accepting you for who you are, and you can't do the same for me. So like, I feel like that would build resentment.
But everybody don't get to those stages at the same time. I'm not saying that you got to be like,
I think when you let your guard down and say, I love this person, and so I'm going to let this go, and y'all both do. I think this is how couples move, though. Like if you want to keep moving, you both have to surrender to the process and move on. Mm-hmm. Grow. I shouldn't say move on. You grow.
For sure.
You either grow together. If you don't grow together, then I don't think it's going to work. But I think the reason, I think it's cool because where we are right now, I can look back and I know exactly where we were during all of these times, which is why I think this pod is very cool, because you can really reflect on your relationship and be like, that is when we were adapting and accepting.
Yeah.
Or
I mean, because she had to accept more. I came in the relationship, I had kids already. So her acceptance to like, accepting me, accepting my kids, accepting the fact that I have baby mama, you know, that type of stuff like that. So she had to accept way more than me. And then, of course, she had to adapt. I didn't have to adapt to kids. I already had them. So she had to adapt to like kids being in the house before we had our own. So she had to adapt to a lot of things, and she had to accept a lot of things.
And then there's so much with that, like, because I am now a stepmom, right? Mm-hmm. I mean, so then it was like adapting to not crossing boundaries of the mom and me being the stepmom, and, you know, that we had, and, you know, we had a lot of very interesting moments of, oh, don't touch their hair, or don't, you know what I mean? And I wasn't allowed to do certain things with the kids because I wasn't mom. And it wasn't you, but for some women that would have been very difficult to navigate. And so that is something that I did have to like, okay, like, I'm going to have to accept this if this is where I want to be. And I'm not going to sit here and say that we didn't struggle. We did.
Yeah.
But a lot of it was from outside, not between me and him, but from all the things coming into the relationship.
Facts.
Yeah. So, but that's part of, when you get to know someone and you love them and you're like, I love him. He was upfront, with the things and the kids and all the things. And so when you know that, I appreciated it and I did love the kids, but it was just understanding how I can be important to them and important to you and not cross any boundaries with the other parent. Yeah.
So she had to accept not only me, she had to accept, my flock that I came with, my kids. So that's a big thing. And so in our relationship, we've definitely conquered stage 1. We've definitely conquered stage 2, and we've definitely conquered stage 3. I mean, I don't think it's a timetable on any of these things. I think that people choose what stage they go to or where they're at in that stage, and they that's their relationship. Like, you can be together for 20 years and barely getting to stage 3, and that's accepting.
Well, I think the reason why we have been able is because, and this is how I feel, we've been through things.
Yeah.
And so it's either forced us to say, okay, let's move together through these things, or this is too much and I don't want it anymore. And because of the things that we've been through, it helped us both grow as individuals, as people, but then also in our relationship.
For sure.
So because of the things that happened, you were able to build trust with me. I was able to build trust with you because we've been through things and we've seen each other, and really honestly at our lowest, probably nasty things that you go through or you see when you're in a relationship for this long. People say things, you do things, but and yet we still chose each other.
For sure.
That's where it's important. And with that is where we were growing as individuals and then as one.
Definitely. And so stage number 4 is commitment. And it's basically discussing the significance of committing fully to the relationship. Like,
bow down.
You know what I'm saying? And committing doesn't mean like, okay, we got married, so I commit. Because you can get married to someone and still be in the power struggle stage.
Absolutely.
Y'all might, you love the person, y'all want to spend the rest of your lives together, but y'all still can be in that power stage. That doesn't mean that y'all committed fully to the relationship. Like,
I think a lot of people get married and they're either still in
honeymoon stage, right?
Yeah, honeymoon stage, or in power struggle stage. And in fact, I think there's probably very few people that are already to the commitment stage before they get married.
You said what?
I think there's very few that are at stage 4 before they're getting married.
Oh, do you think you think people should be at stage 4 before they even get married?
No, I'm saying
because of marriage.
The majority of people are not there
for sure,
and you don't realize it because to me you're still in honeymoon.
Yeah, and you're not going to get before you get married. I don't think that you'll ever be in, because there's difference. Like when you get married, things change. Like a whole bunch of shit changes. You be thinking that it's the same. I hate when people think that when we're in a relationship, like just boyfriend and girlfriend, you know what I'm saying, whatever, it's the same as when you're married. It's totally different to me when you get married. Like the whole boyfriend and girlfriend shit compared to being married is way different to me. And you definitely can't be in the commitment stage because you have to be in that, just those levels are just way different. You can't already be in the commitment stage before you even.
I don't think so. I mean, unless you've been together a long time, then you decide to get married, then yeah, you might be there. But
for sure.
For the ones that are getting married a year or two into their relationship, y'all aren't there yet.
And it's basically
generally
committing fully to the relationship, meaning like every morning I wake up, I choose her no matter what, because I'm already past the adapting and accepting, but committing to her and the kids every day when I wake up is a sign of me committing fully to this relationship.
Yeah.
So it's like, basically it's like creating a future together with no backup plan. Meaning like I don't have a backup plan.
Right.
I can't speak for her. So you have a backup plan?
I don't have a backup plan.
Like
there's no backup plans over here.
So there's no backup plans. It's like me finally, we probably been in the commitment. Our longest stage is probably Because I feel like, because in the commitment stage it says, it talks about overcoming your ego, and I felt like my ego wasn't in the commitment stage. It was more so in the accepting and the adapting stage. So I feel like we probably were in.
Well, it's because when you get to the commitment, that means you have overcome your
letting
ego.
Go. Yeah, for sure.
You let it go. You let it go during either the power struggle or the adaptation and acceptance.
Definitely not during a power struggle for me. For sure not. Which one of the out of the top 4 stages so far, which one you think we stayed the longest in?
I think for a lot of people, you stay the longest in power struggles.
No, I said I'm not worried about where did me and you.
I think in the power struggle.
You think we stayed in the power struggle the longest?
Yeah, I think that's what took us. I think it's also we're in there too because then we had a child like a year into our marriage. So then you're like, you might be in that stage of power struggle, and then you put a kid on top of it, and that's a whole nother like sleep deprived where, I'm gonna have to get a cough drop, I think, but it's just there's a lot going on during that phase of power struggle. I think in a young relationship where you're starting a family, I think there's just a lot going on, and it takes a longer amount of time to get through it because it wasn't just us trying to get through it. It was a family trying to get through it. And so it is what it was.
For sure. Grab a cough drop.
Yeah,
babe.
I'm going to do
Where's
that.
it at?
Oh, in my purse.
Okay.
But I'm going to do that.
Hold up. She's going to get a quick coffee break. But while she's doing that coffee break, let me chime in for a quick commercial break. This commercial is brought to you by Open Door Parking, the best valet company in town. They do a bunch of restaurants around Austin, Texas, in the downtown area. They're one of the best valet companies that I've ever been associated with. They do a great job, man. They do private events. They do hotels. They do hospitals. They do restaurants. They do everything when it comes to parking your vehicle, man. The customer service is top notch. It's probably, if not the best valet company in Austin, Texas. And this commercial is brought to you by Open Door Parking. Check them out, parkwithopendoor.com, or you can check them out at Open Door Parking Services on Instagram, man. Book your next local event.
What a plug.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, we're back. So we're still on stage 4, commitment, and it's share insights of overcoming the ego, prioritize. What word did I try to say?
Prioritizing.
Get it? The collective way of being, like being together, just being a unit, being just on point with each other and committing to each other all the time. So
and then that builds another like level of trust.
Yeah.
Like once you realize we're both in this, and now I'm like, okay, he's not going anywhere. Like your trust, and then we can talk about that because like once you're there, and the trust is there, it also opens up like a different love, even like in the bedroom or outside of the bedroom, even because you're like you feel way more connected in a different way because the trust and the growth is so much stronger.
So at stage 4, at the commitment, you said that you thought to yourself, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah.
Oh, I felt that in honeymoon stage that you weren't going nowhere. Yeah, I mean, well, I'm just saying. I was like, she's definitely not going anywhere.
Well, you also know, what is one of my personality traits? I don't even have to say it.
I don't know, but I know you weren't going nowhere in honeymoon stage.
Because I'm loyal as fuck.
She wasn't going nowhere. And I'm sorry it took you early to stage 4 to realize I wasn't going anywhere, but I knew you weren't going nowhere at the honeymoon stage.
You had to let that ego go for me to know that you weren't going anywhere.
Cut it out. I have no ego. Stage number 5 is called what, babe?
Oneness.
And this is the last stage of the relationship steps. You know what I'm saying? And if you get to this one right here, you're doing fucking amazing.
Right.
If you can get to this stage. And that's it's like the deep connection and understanding in this stage right here. Like this is like an important stage.
You have achieved it.
You have achieved it, man.
The
it's
deep
like
connection and understanding of one.
Yeah, man. It's basically like like I know what she's thinking when she's not even saying nothing. She knows what I'm thinking when I'm not even saying nothing. Like we can read each other's minds. We can play it off each other. Like I can already tell. Like you know what I'm saying? I do want the communication part. Like I really would, I mean, even though I can always tell, but I like it better when if she was like, hey, you know, I just started my cycle. I'm gonna be a little moody. You know what I'm saying? So show me some grace. Instead of me have to like, I think she might, you know, because I can read her mind and I know she probably is going through the cycle or whatever. But even though we're on this oneness path right now, we're on stage 5, I still would rather the communication. Because not yesterday, was it Friday we had the event? Saturday after I did the event out at Lager Vest, I was tired as fuck and it was raining and it was cold. When I got home, I parked the truck, I took off my hat and I said, oh shit, I had to just breathe like 5 to 10 times good breathing. And I was like, I'm telling myself in my head, now instead of now being businessman mode, I got to come home and now because I was already I was already pissed off and shit. I was like, shit, now let me get in dad mode and let me get in husband mode because I don't want to go in and since I had a bad day at work and be mean to the kids or be mean to the wife. So let me breathe a little bit and go in the house and do what I do. And I feel like men don't, like, I don't think men do it enough, but I could have came in the house and be like, hey, listen, babe, I had a rough ass day at work. I'm tired and motherfucker, it was cold, it was raining. You know what? I just want to go in the room and take a shower and chill and not even talk to nobody right now.
Right.
And for the other person to accept that, you know what I'm saying? And be like, okay, I get it, I understand.
Accept it and not be like, oh, well, I had a rough day too.
Yeah, like, you know.
Like sometimes you don't need to do that.
For sure.
You know, well, a lot of times you don't need to do that.
Yeah.
But having an understanding of where you are and where I am. It's a check-in. People do that. A lot of successful couple do that. Like, where are you today and where am I today? Like this morning, I was like, you were like, what's wrong? I don't feel good. Like I don't feel 100%. And part of that is because my throat, I'm coughing, which keeps you up at night, which then the next day you're like, ugh.
Yeah.
So, yeah, definitely. But you did something that day. You texted me. I was so annoyed because I had already done these things. I had got the game on for you. I had the food ready to go. I had done everything to like make you have a good night when you got home from work. And then you texted me, it would be nice to have like the game on. Like I already knew what to do. And so then I was annoyed because I was like, he's going to think I did this because he texted me to do it. So then I was like, I have already done those things because I already know what to do. Yeah,
for sure. I know. But I mean, still sometimes you should, I got to communicate that. And so, we're definitely in the oneness stage. We've been married for 11 years. I mean, some people don't get to that to get to the oneness stage and been married for 30 years. But I also feel like in these stages, even though we're at oneness stage, you can probably backslide and go to.
I don't think you backslide.
You don't think you can backslide
because I think you are where you are, but. That doesn't mean just because if we feel like we're here, that doesn't mean that you don't get on my nerves still.
Yeah, for sure.
Or I don't get on your nerves still.
Mm-hmm.
Like that.
Because you do.
Or exactly. That's not what that means. It's just there's an understanding between us that there is no second plan.
For sure.
It doesn't matter that I'm getting on his nerves. I don't have to worry that I'm going to come home and his bags are going to be packed. That's the difference.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's deeper than that. Like, yes, we get on each other's nerves. Yes, we're going to argue. But also it's like, it's different. I don't know how to explain it.
Yeah. I get it. I understand what you're saying because we're the oneness right now. So I understand what you're saying. So these are the 5 stages of a relationship. Honeymoon stage, the power struggle stage, accepting and adapting, commitment, and oneness. Those are the 5 stages. Check in with your partner. Y'all figure out what stage y'all are at. Figure out where y'all struggling at or just getting to where y'all need to get.
Push to go past that power struggle phase
and
then push the adaptance and acceptance phase because what's on the other side is really, really amazing and so much better than the honeymoon stage. And that's what I was trying to tell you earlier is you're like, I feel like I'm still in the honeymoon stage sometimes. No, it's just that when you get past all the crap and this is what I said on one of our other podcasts, if you keep fighting for each other and don't give up and go with someone new just because you want that honeymoon feeling, you will get it again, but it's different. It's not lust. It's really love. And that love is so much better than that honeymoon lust feeling. Even though everyone wants to chase that feeling, what you get if you go through and grow with someone and push yourselves to be better for each other, then you get those butterflies again. I have butterflies with you. Is it every day? No, but I still get them. So like that's what I mean. Like push yourselves to grow and to have hard conversations so that you can get to the next level of a relationship. Because then all that petty stuff you're fighting about, you'll learn to let it go, to breathe on it, or it's not worth fighting about anymore.
For sure. And before we close out this pod, I got a quick story, fellas. I just want to know if your wife or girlfriend does this either. So, I text the wife, or maybe I told her, I was like, hey, I'm going to the comedy show tonight with my poker homies, man. We're gonna check out. We're going to the mothership, Joe Rogan, blah blah blah. She was like, "Is that the way you got to go and put your phone in the bag and you can't have your phone?" Then she gets on because this is her excuse. Because what if something happens? Like wait.
I just don't like that you have to go in somewhere and give them your phone.
So at the mothership, at Joe Rogan's mothership, it was an amazing show, man. I saw Ari, the big Italian dude, I think it's Diaz, Joe Rogan, everybody, right? It was cool. And every time you go to the mothership, you got to put your phone in the bag, your watch in the bag. You can't do no communication. And it's like show's always like 2 hours. So she does that and says, "Oh yeah, I don't like that. We can't communicate." Call bullshit on that one. And then I take a shower, I get ready, and let me tell you this, people out there, me and the wife, when we go out to dinner or whenever we go do anything, jeans for me, t-shirt, a scully or a hat, maybe a jacket or a sweater if it's cold. Same shit, same cologne all the time, right? Same old shit. Mm-hmm. I go to the comedy club, guess what I got on? Jeans, some shoes like I always wear, not some dope shoes that I always do, a sweater, a hat, and same cologne. She looked at me up and down as if I was just like I have.
Because here's how I feel about it.
I was like, wait,
why what do you need cologne for?
What? See, that's what I'm saying. She looks at me up and down as if I look totally different than what I look like this shit all the time. Like I wear the same shit. You know what I'm saying? So she made it like I was like I dressed up differently. It was same
I'm just
shit.
saying.
Why do you do that?
Because prime example of homegirl that almost got what she got. They don't care if I'm with you or not with you.
So what the hell are we talking about?
I don't care if you look good. You look good. I don't need everyone else looking at you all the time.
So what do you want me to wear when I go out? If I go out with my boys to watch a damn comedy show in the dark.
I don't.
In the dark, by the way, in the dark. Like nobody's seeing what you have on.
I want you to, because I already can hear the people like, oh, she's insecure. No, I understand that you look good.
Why are your hands doing that?
I'm cool with you going out where the only thing I'm like, why do you have to smell that good?
I wear
because
that
I can
anyway.
see the little hussies like, he smells good. Ooh, what are you wearing? Man. Ooh, what do you have
All right,
on?
we're going to close this pod out, man. We want to thank everybody that tuned in today, man. Like I said, this is episode 3 of season 2, man. This is Coffee with Jenni and Dre. We want to thank everybody, man. You can find us on YouTube. You can find us on Apple. You can find us on Spotify. You can find us on TikTok. You can find us on Instagram. What is the coffee of the week, Ms. Jones?
Cafe du Monde. It is amazing. Coffee and chicory.
And it's from New Orleans, so you can't get it local, but you can order it though.
You can order it though.
So
it's good stuff. It really is good.
So we just want to thank everybody. Like I said, we want feedback. So in this relationship, the 5 stages, whenever this airs, we want y'all to comment on which stage that y'all think that y'all are at. Tell us what stages y'all think y'all are at in y'all relationship, how many years y'all been married, how many years you been in this relationship, and we're going to go from there, man. And thank you, man. Appreciate y'all. This is Coffee with Jenni and Dre. I'm Dre.
Jenni.
All right, bye.
Bye.